Good morning, everyone. It's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. Thanks so much for joining me today. So today I want to focus on the August paper pumpkin kit, which was called the Hope Box. So there were a variety of different cards that you could create with this particular kit. And then there was also a little box that you could decorate. So the kit came in an exclusive box that you could decorate to store your cards or whatever you want to store in there. So I'm going to show you some alternate ideas, some different ways that you can use the kit to create some additional cards. So I created about 16 additional cards just using the exclusive stamp set and some of the leftover die cuts from the kit. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. So before I get started, I just want to take a moment just to thank all of you for your sweet messages. It's been a really difficult time for our family. As you know, we've lost our mom and our dad. So I recently lost my dad. So both our parents within 8 weeks of each other. So it's been a very challenging time. And I appreciate all of your love and support and all those sweet messages that you left for me. So thank you very much. Um, so what I'm going to do today is just focus on the alternate cards. So before I get into showing you these alternate card ideas, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the paper pumpkin kit from last month. So I'm going to move some of these out of the way. Good morning, everybody. It's good to be back. So this is the stamp set, the exclusive stamp set that came in the August paper pumpkin kit. So in case you missed it, it's called the Hope Box. So there were a variety of different images that I used to create the cards in the kit and then to create my additional cards. So this is what the stamp set looks like. And the cards in the kit were just absolutely beautiful. So let me show you some of the cards here. So there was enough supplies in the kit to create 3 cards, 3 different designs, so a total of 9 cards. So this was the first card, just really cute. And all of these little things here were just die cuts that came in the kit. So you just did a little bit of stamping and assembly, and they're just beautiful. So this one had a really beautiful die cut in the background. And then this one I did a little bit of alteration on, I guess you could say. So we were supposed to use 4 of these little pattern paper banners. I only used 3 because I saved some of the banners to create some alternate cards. So I'll show you that in a little bit. And then the envelopes that came with this kit are just as beautiful. So kind of the front, the flap, and the back, they all have little designs on them. So you could actually cut apart the envelopes if you want to create, some additional cards. You could use these as little decorations on some cardstock. So just really pretty. So those were the cards from the kit. And then along with these cards, there was a box, like I said, the kit shipped in a little specialty box that you could decorate called the Hope Box. That's why the kit's called the Hope Box. But I didn't do that because, well, the box that mine came in was all kind of crinkled. So I opted not to decorate it. So I took all these little embellishments here and this butterfly, and I created some additional cards. So I'm going to show you those now. So we'll start with this card. So one of the things that I seem to get a lot of questions on is how to use the Stampin' Blends. Now, you guys have seen me use these stamping blends to do a lot of coloring with, but you can also use the blends to create like a little wash in the background. So a lot of times this is called the Watercolor Wash. We're not using watercoloring, but we're going to be using Stampin' Blends. So this is a Stampin' Blend wash. So to create this background, basically what I did, and you can do this even if you don't have the kit, you can create the same style card, I'm sure, with some supplies that you have on hand. So don't focus too much on the kit. Just think about the pattern paper pieces and kind of the background that I'm going to create. So I used the Melon Mambo. That's what it coordinates with the colors in this kit. So I used the light Melon Mambo stamp and blend. So there's a light and a dark shade. And then basically what I did is just ran it across my paper just to kind of create a fun little wash in the background here. Now it goes on dark, but it'll dry a little bit lighter. So you can add as much or as little as you want, and you can keep adding. Now you could also use the the dark shade together and kind of create like an ombre look, but we'll just go with this for now. So this is just a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of white cardstock that I used to create this. And in the kit, there was a little Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Spot. So I am going to add just a little bit of splatter here. So this splatter image actually came in the stamp set, in the exclusive stamp set in the kit. So we'll just add a little bit here. And we'll just add a little bit down here. And then with the kit, there was some very large ribbon. And the reason we had this large ribbon was to decorate that hope box. But you can also cut up the ribbon into smaller pieces and use it to decorate your card front. So before I do that, I'm going to bring in my card base. I'm just using Blackberry Bliss since that was one of the colors in the kit. And then I'm just going to add this little piece on the front here. We'll add that. And then I just added a little bit of glue across the center here just to add my ribbon. And you could just kind of smooth it out, give it a second to dry. So this is a great way to use kind of that larger ribbon. It's kind of like using pattern paper, except it's ribbon. So it gives it kind of a fun look. And then this is one of the leftover pieces. So from creating this card, there were 4 pieces that were supposed to go across here. And like I said, I only used 3. So I saved some of these pieces so that I could create additional cards. So I'm popping up one side and then just gluing down the other. So this is kind of going to go on the top here. And then I'm going to add my little greeting. So this is just a 3/4 by 3-inch piece of white cardstock that I just stamped one of the greetings on. Oh, let's put that right about there. And then I have this little die cut butterfly that I saved from the kit, and then you can just add that and decorate it. So that's how simple that card is. And like I said, um, you could do this with any supplies that you have on hand. So if you have some Stampin' Blends, you can create a nice wash for your background. So there we go. So that's the first card, the alternate card that I created. So I'm going to set that aside. And then the second one I'll show you is I just used some of the Expressions in Ink designer series paper. So it coordinated really nicely with this kit. And then I did just a little bit of embossing in the background here. So let me grab my supplies. So I again started with a Blackberry Bliss for my card base. And then this is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of white cardstock. And I just embossed it with, you can emboss it with any embossing folder. I think this is called Time Worn. I should know the name of it, but I'm drawing a blank right now. But you can use any embossing folder. And then I just cut a 3 by 4 inch piece of one of the pattern papers from the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper pack. And I'm just going to add some more. I'm just going to add some more of these splatter images here. So it just kind of gives it a little bit more, what do you call it? A little bit more depth and dimension. Drawing a blank today, you guys. It's been a while since I've done a video, so thanks for joining me. Okay. So now that I've got that stamped, I can add this to my card front. And again, you can use any pattern paper that you have, any embossing folder, etc. We'll just add that to the front. And then I'm using that same ribbon, cut the same style for my ribbon here. So I'm just going to add that across. There we go. And then with this one, I still use the same greeting or sentiment. I really liked that greeting. So I'm going to add that right on the bottom here. And then I used one of the leftover die cuts. So again, this little butterfly. And then just added that right up here. And that's it. And then these little sequins, they came in the kit. So since I didn't decorate the hope box, I had a variety of sequins that were left over. So I just used those to decorate my cards. There we go. All right, so there is the second card. Pretty simple. So in case I forgot to mention this, you guys can go out to my website and view all of these cards and get the measurements if you didn't catch them. So I did link to my blog in the description with this video in case you missed it. So that's card number 2. And then the last one that I want to show you is another watercolor wash. So let me clean off my stamp here. So this one uses some different colors. So in this previous one, let me grab it. In this previous one, I had the Melon Mambo, some Blackberry Bliss. These are all colors that were part of the kit. And then this one, I changed it out and used Pool Party and some additional colors for this card. So again, I'm starting with that 5 1/4 by 4, or 4 by 5 1/4. And this time, instead of using the Melon Mambo, I'm using the Dark Pool Party Stampin' Blend. So I'm going to do the same thing and create this wash in the background. So the nice thing about this is you get, a little bit of, what do I want to say? You can just kind of go back and add additional color to kind of get a little bit darker, a little bit lighter look, or you can just kind of keep coloring. It's pretty forgiving, so that's what I like about the Stampin' Blends is you can't make a mistake with them. So you can go back and you can add additional color if you don't like certain spots, and it'll blend right in. So, all right, so we'll move this out of the way here. So then I'm using some Bermuda Bay for my darker color in here and for my greeting. So we'll just add some of those splatter images again. Looks pretty good. And then I used some scrap pieces of designer paper. So I like the blue and the yellow and the calypso together. It's a great color combination. So that's why I have these different colors. They just kind of complement each other very well. So I'm going to add this piece right across the center. So this is just a 1 inch by 3 3/4 inch piece of designer paper. And I just snipped the ends into a banner. And then this piece, you can see it came from the Pansy designer paper pack. This piece is just a 1/2 inch by 3 3/4 inches. And that I'm just putting directly over the center. So it gives it a really nice little accent. And then I have my greeting, same paper size. So 3/4 by 3. And this we'll put right here. And then I have these little leftover butterflies from the kit. So we'll just add this up here and look how cute that card is. Just very simple, but very cute. And then of course my little famous paper tearing. I just tore the bottom of this piece after I got everything stamped. Then I just went and I tore this just to let a little bit of this pool party cardstock show through. And that's it. There we go. And then of course we can add our little sequins, and then we have another adorable little card here. All right, so there we go. So I'll move that out of the way. I'm going to bring back the other cards so I can show them to you. So besides the cards that I just put together, let's get these out of the way here. Besides these 3 cards that I just showed you how to create, I also created some additional designs, very similar, but I just kind of added larger pieces of pattern paper and just kind of changed the look just a little bit, but same concept, added that wash in the background. And then this one is basically the same as this one. I don't know if you can see it. Oop. Except for I used up these little floral die cut images to create that. And then I have this one. So another floral to create this. It's all the same design. I just changed out the different accents or the different die cuts that I was using. So these are all pretty much very similar. Here, let's get these out of the way. I have a mess here. You guys can't see anymore. Okay. And then the last thing I did that I want to show you is there was a very large butterfly. So let me grab this again. There's a very large butterfly in the kit that is to be used to create this hope box, to decorate the front of the hope box. But since my box came a little bit crunched, I decided to cut that butterfly in half. So I cut it straight down the center, and I used 1/2 to create this card. And then I used the other half to create this card. So just a very simple way to use that large butterfly. It does fit, the entire thing does fit on a card, but I just thought it would be cooler to use half of it. So that's what I did. So I just embossed the background and then just added this die cut. And notice how I used this ribbon right across the bottom. So it's that large ribbon. I just wrapped it around this white piece of cardstock. So I just put it across the bottom as a nice little accent. So that is, these are the cards that I created with this month's kit, or last month's kit, I should say. All right, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the card ideas. Like I said, you don't necessarily need the kit. A lot of the layouts that I shared with you today, you can use with any supplies that you have on hand. But if you do have the kit, they work really well with the die cuts and some of the things in the kit. So I hope you guys enjoyed these card ideas. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I look forward to sharing more fun ideas with you next week. Take care, everyone.